Hey guys, how's it going? Just coming with another video here. And this video I'm doing right here is basically uh, in line with the last few videos I've done. Talking about some of my convention experiences. And this one I'm going to be doing a video on AwesomeCon. Again, so I say again because I've been to this event before. So I'm just going to talk about my experiences for this year. So yeah, so how did I go this year? I had a good time. It was my sixth time. Excuse me. Going this year was it? See, I went back in 2014, which was my first ever convention. Went back in 2015, 19, 2021, 2022, and this year. And usually whenever I do go, it's a 3-day event. I only really get to do I do it on one day. Most of the time it's on Saturday. First time I went, that was on Sunday, and this year again it was on Sunday, on Father's Day, because it was last month. So, but yeah, I went. I had a good time, and what all did I do there? Well, of course, I walked around a good bit. Got a few autographs. Went to a cosplay meetup at one point. Um, and of course, with my dad, it gave him an eventful Father's Day. So, um, so, and who all did I get to meet? And all that. And I'm on the long list of people that guests that were there this year, and I got to meet who I was interested in. Most of them anyway. Um, let's see, who all did I meet? And speaking of which, I've got a few autographs right here too. So, um, and speaking of which, I've also got some passes here too, because the last few times I've been there, they've done passes. Like something that you wear around your neck. See, this is right here is from 2019. This is from 2021. Um, um, this one is from last year, and this one was from this year because they're just 1 day passes, supposed to like say 2 day or 3 day or whatever. Like the first couple times I didn't do that, but last few times I've been there, I have. Because I didn't get to go anywhere between 2016 and 18 through 18. So 2019 was the first time I'd been there since 2015. So I don't know at what point. I don't know which year they started doing that, but yeah, I guess those are all my past few passes I've got since. Yeah. But who did I meet? Let's see. I got to meet let's see here. Um, I got to meet Amy Jo Johnson right here. Because if you know me, I'm a lifelong Power Rangers fan, and in fact, I actually met her once before back in 2019. So she's the second time I've met her, and so she's the first Power Ranger I've met more than once. And this is her from when she did the movie back in the 1995 movie at the height of MMPR's popularity. So this is her, and she was nice. Um, and we chit chatted a little bit, and all that. Um, and all that. So then said, "Hey, we've met before," and he's, "Oh yeah, it's been a minute." So all that. So we just, and um, so I was able to get both a picture and an autograph of her. So and if you, and as I've mentioned before, if you're friends with me on Facebook or if you follow me on Instagram, go check out the pictures I've uploaded. So, but yeah, she was nice. And on my way, as as I was leaving her table, I did make it a point to say, "Hey, I'm sorry for Jason David Frank, because if you knew who he was, Tommy, and he sadly passed away a few months ago, back in November. May he rest in peace. And as an aside, I never got to meet him. He, in fact, since it was there back in 2017, but I couldn't make it. So it's a shame that we lost him. So well, like I said, hey, I'm sorry for him, and I'm sure she appreciated that. So who else did I get to meet? Let's see, Pinky the Brain right there. We're here, so it was one of the cartoons of my generation, and if I watch it before, I'm pretty sure I have. If not during its original run, then maybe in reruns. Pinky right here is Rob Paulson. I got to meet him, and the Brain is Maurice LaMarche. He's both voice actors. You don't meet him as like this him right here, or Big Bob Pataki from Hey Arnold, or there's a couple characters I can immediately think of that I might think of him. But as a voice actor, he's got a whole laundry list of characters and all that. So, and I guess that's the thing about being a performance. People are always going to remember you for something. So I got one autograph, but 2 signatures on it. Where I got that idea was last year when I met Kel Mitchell from Kenan and Kel and all that, another show of my generation. I have a picture of him and Kenan sitting at the store that Kenan works at in the show, of course. The two of them are sitting together. And I asked my mom, like, if I ever met Kenan, should I bring that autograph with me and have him sign it, or should I just get a separate one altogether? And she said, hey, just bring that one. So I could just, like one autograph, one picture or whatever, and with 2 signatures. But so I did kind of keep that, kept that in mind when I got this one. So just one of these, 2 signatures, so yeah. But he was pretty cool. An interesting thing, I don't know how interesting it is, but I'll just say it anyway. He's Canadian. He's from Toronto. So I don't get to meet too many people from the Great White North because I'm an American. But it was cool. Maybe granted that never came up in our conversation, but still, I got to meet a Canuck. So and I don't mean that as an insult towards them. Nice guy. But yeah, we were chit chat and all that, and at one point he asked me, "What do I do?" And I take care of my dad because I do. And he said to me, "Hey, what your dad know for me? Hey, happy Father's Day." And I did on the way home. I did make sure to say that to him. That was cool that he actually said that. An interesting thing. He had mentioned his own son because he's bad himself. He's got one child, his son, and he mentioned that his son and his girlfriend. I never got to meet his son and all that. I don't know if he was. I don't know if he was there, and if he was, I never met him. But he mentioned his son and all that. And funny thing, the handler that was helping him out was, believe it or not, his son's girlfriend, because he said, I would never have guessed that when I first went up to his table, but at one point it's like, oh, by the way, my son's girlfriend, she's right here. So it's like, oh, really? So it's like, how about that? It's one of those moments where you think like, you don't know something unless they tell you, and that was one of those moments. So I was like, how about that? So, but yeah, he was cool. So, and I think I may have heard from another person or two that say how pretty cool he was, and he was. So, who else did I meet? I met LeVar Burton. I got my mom and I got a picture with him, whereas my mom got an autograph because she has a DVD set of Roots that first made him a big name and all that. So, he was Kunta Kinte. And so my mom, knew who he is because of that. And so by the time Star Trek: The Next Generation came around, it's like, oh, okay, I know him. It's like, so she knew Geordi LaForge before he was Geordi LaForge. Michael Dorn, same thing, because he was in the show Chips. So she knew Worf before he was Worf. So, and if you know me too, in addition to being a Star Wars fan, I'm also a Star Trek fan as well. So I met him and all that, Whereas mom and I got the picture, I'm also had the benefit of getting an autograph because I said, hey, it's your birthday coming up. Consider that whatever autograph I get for you, consider that a birthday present. So because her birthday didn't happen until afterwards. So yeah, and it was when I was trying to get my picture with him, our picture, mom and I was saying, no, can I stand by your picture? Get behind your desk where table what? No, you're fine. Just front row. I was just trying to figure out where to stand and all that stuff wrong. So I hope he knew I wasn't trying to be like weird or anything. So an interesting thing too. He's an American, but he was actually born over in Germany. Fun fact: my mom was born in Germany too. Again, she's an American, but he was just born overseas. My grandfather was in the army, and with me, I'm partially of German descent through my dad. And I kind of bring all that up because my mom said that to him, and like, oh really? Like, what part? And that he remembers at one point going back over to Germany when he was still in elementary school for grades 3 and 4. So he was born there, but then and made a return trip back over there. So yeah, so he sounds like he remembers being over there at some point. So yeah, that was cool, and I think that seemed to impress mom over that. He actually took the little interest in that in the sense like, oh yeah, we're born in the same country, even though we're both born both Americans. So yeah, so but yeah, he was a nice guy. So. And as I was leaving his table, he said, "Happy Juneteenth," and I said, um, and I returned to say, "Thank you, Happy Juneteenth," because it's a recently put out holiday. Because I think it's meant to recognize that slaves are no longer slaves and all that, or something like that. So, but I'm as a white guy, I don't know if it really applied to me, but just still, just uh, the thought, like it's thought that counts. So, and I appreciate that. So. And also just bear in mind, all the whenever I do these things, I meet someone. When I say, "Oh, they're nice," I'm only going by my experience. I can't speak for anybody else. Just me, only me. So, I mean, if if you met whoever it is you meet, and it's have a pleasant experience too, awesome. I'm glad you did. And if you met someone that you wanted to meet and they weren't all that pleasant, yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. So, but I'm just saying, all the people I've met in the time I've been going to these things, even though it's sporadic at best, and I don't have a big. My track record isn't as big as other people, but I'm just saying I can only speak for my experience. That's all. But yeah, but again, I met Jordy LaForge, nice guy. Um, let's see. In let's see. Um, let's see. I'm thinking of it. I'm just looking through my autograph. I also got to meet Elijah Wood from Lord of the Rings. I did tell his mom went not meeting him, but mom would just want to get a quick hello from him. Like how's it going? And just what did I didn't really get an autograph or a picture, but I met him. Would I like to have done so? Yeah, maybe it would have been cool. Maybe if not, maybe it would have been cool to get if not both, and maybe either or. But mom's motivation was just saying want to say hi to him. Yeah, but so even though I don't have any physical evidence of meeting him, believe me when I say I met him. And but he was a nice guy. So, have I ever seen any Lord of the Rings movies? I think I might have seen most of the first one, but I don't think I've finished it. But I just haven't. Well, I have not seen the trilogy in its entirety yet. Nor have I seen the Hobbit movies, nor have I read the books. But maybe at some point I should. Um, if you think so, like if you think, just let me know whether or not I should check this franchise out. Just so. Um, and I guess in between getting autographs and meeting people and all that, there was a cosplay meetup for those who are dressing up as Star Wars characters. And that's part of why I wanted to go on Saturday instead of Sunday. Sunday instead of Saturday, excuse me. Brain fart. um, so I got that. I got a good chunk of pictures of those who were cosplaying as Star Wars characters, and I was doing the same thing. I yet again dressed up in my homemade, or my handmade Ezra Bridger costume, because I'm still kind of limited in resources when it comes to cosplay. So just, but then again, that's not there's anything wrong with wearing the same costume over and over. So, but still, but and um, but yeah, I got a good, great picture, and that's the thing about cosplaying, whether you're dressing up, no matter what character you dress up as, and where they come from, or what franchise, whether it be books, comics, video games, movies, TV shows, you name it. You really have to appreciate the craft and the creativity people put into these and their dress up. It's like, wow, they're just so amazing, you know. Um, but yeah. So I did that, and once I returned to the main hall itself, did I meet anybody else? I did. Um, believe it or not, I met Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams. Well, I got to meet Anthony Daniels last year, but I didn't get it. I got nice guy and all that, but I was a little short on change, so I didn't get to um, get an autograph from him and all that. Uh, so on that, the best I could do was just meet him, especially since he wasn't doing cash. He was only doing cash. So on that front, I came out empty-handed. But so I don't want to bitch too much about it. I always got to meet him. So Billy D. Williams, believe it or not, was $250. Call me crazy for getting an autograph over $200, but I got it. And all that. So, but he wasn't doing pictures at his table. I think based on what I observed with him and the thing with Anthony Daniels, they were both doing photo ops, of course. So, like, if you wanted to get a picture with him, either one, at least with this event, based on last year and this year, by the way. But if you wanted a picture, your best bet was to do a photo op. So I guess they don't do pictures at their tables. Oh, I don't know if they do that for every convention they go to. Um, but at least for this one, that's what they did. So, and so this is the one. This is the picture I went with. But I can at least appreciate that it was credit was an option. So there's that. But I know I was talking to his handler at one point. I remember I was saying, "Please look at me." Well, I figured he was. I'm not, but I was only trying to indicate that I was with mom. I guess I guess I can understand why. I mean, I was saying, "Hey, please face me," because I think it may have been hard for you. Not that I'm shaming anybody for it, but still, I was just trying to So I don't know, but and mom got a simple hello of him, just a little chit chat, and he was on Dancing with the Stars back in 2014, I think, but he had to bow out because I think his if I understand right, his back was acting up and all a little bit, and couldn't keep on going. So, but mom said that I was talking to him to the extent that she spoke to him, said that, hey, you're my when you're on there, you're my pick, and I think mom said that you had to appreciate it, and I was just simple, just brief chat, well, I know he didn't seem all that energetic, but I can't blame him. Because I know that for one thing, it's a 3-day weekend, and even if you're enjoying yourself, I know that's got to be a little taxing sometimes. And plus, he's kind of up there in age, so you can forgive him for not always seeming like he's bouncing off the walls or whatever. So I can't hold that against him. But I got to meet him, got his autograph, and I had signed up to both my mom and myself. So. Who else did I meet? Just bear with me here, by the way. Oops. I also got Danny Trejo. Of all the pictures and things like that they had signed out, this is the one I got. Because he's in the Book of Boba Fett as the Rancor trainer or whatever. Mom met him separately uh, from I did because I was away at my cosplay meetup. I was hearing that he was away from his table while we were waiting, and I was hearing that he was going to be back by say 2:30 at the latest. So I used that time to go to my cosplay meetup. But mom texted me at one point saying, "Hey, he's back," and mom was very impressed with him and all that. She went to pick a tote bag, but it was a little short on change. So a person who was in the line was also a con guard and wanted to was generous enough to say, "Hey, let me buy that for you," and he was cool enough to pick up, give it her for free and all that, sign it and all that. I know you didn't have. I'm sure you didn't have to do that, but he was cool enough. And mom could not be more impressed with him and all that. And I'm sure that if we go to a con and he's there again, yeah, man, I want to meet this guy. So, and I've heard from other people too that he's an awesome guy. And he was pretty cool too. He was chatting with me. He actually referred to me by name, well, to the extent that we spoke. And he said, "Hey, with friends like you." It's like, "Yeah, how about that?" He was pretty standard. Well, I guess maybe it would have been cool to maybe get a picture with him too, but I guess there were moments where maybe I had to think of the money I had with me. So therefore, I adopted an either or approach depending on who I meet. So, but so I guess it would have been cool to get a picture. Yeah, but I'm happy with this. Um, so yeah, there's that. And going back to what I'm with my Pinky the Brain autograph, I went back and met Rob Paulson. And mom spoke with him too a little bit, and she was pleased with him because she was driving around in a scooter cart, those motorized scooters and all that, and I guess he knows that he actually, according to her mom, he got down, looked at her in face to face, not in a condescending way, but just connecting from human to human. So, and mom was pleased by that. And when I met him again, same thing. I was a nice guy. Yeah, I've met him twice before, and he's a stand-up guy for sure. Yeah, and I was mentioning how I had met Royce LaMarche, his co-star from Pinky the Brain and all that. Yeah, and he's got kind words to say about him too, because he said that he considers the man like one of his very best friends, like a brother to him. So, and I guess it's the interesting thing when you know people long enough, they almost do seem like family, don't they? So. But yeah, so there's that. So, but when I tried to meet him before earlier in the day, he was stepping away for a little while. But obviously, I got my chance to meet him when he came back. So, yeah. So I guess like 1, 2. So, on my end, 4 autographs, but 5 signatures. So yeah, there's that. So, were there any disappointments though? A couple. And what disappointments did I have? It's maybe not being able to meet every guest I may have wanted to meet. Like, what's his name? Andy Serkis. From Lord of the Rings, he was Gollum. Um, and he was also Snoke in the first 2 sequel movies, and he was also the character Kino Loy in Andor. So I wanted to meet him. Well, I thought at home I wanted to meet him, but when I was actually at the convention, he, I didn't think to actually try and track down his table so I could go with him. So that was my fault for not thinking to do so. There's a couple of guests that maybe I may have wanted to meet, but didn't think to do so. Or as I didn't think. I know Mike Quinn, who I think was associated with the character from Star Wars Nien Nunb. He was Lando Calrissian's co-pilot during the Battle of Endor in Episode 6. So I didn't think to meet him, even though I wanted to. And Phil Lamar, same thing. When I first heard he was coming, I was like, oh, cool, I'd like to meet him again, but I didn't think to do that. And when I went back to the autograph area one more time, he was gone. So I didn't, and a couple other guests I wanted to meet, but so which in a way ties into what I'm about to say next. I met Ashley Eckstein from Ahsoka Tano. Her co-stars from the Clone Wars series that she was in, Matt Lanter and James Donald Taylor. They were very close nearby, but of course, her Ryan ran a little slow. Not that I'm angry with her, not that I'm blaming her. Far from it. I'm just saying. That's probably was she takes the time to actually talk with people. Just props to her for that. And eventually I got to my time. And I chit chatted with her briefly, and her husband was there too. He's a Major League Baseball player. His name is David. I chit chatted with him a little bit. Nice guy. So I guess meeting him was as an added bonus. So did I get an autograph or a picture? I got a picture, only because a selfie, only because I wanted to conserve what money I had left. So I just opted for a selfie. But would I like to have gotten an autograph? Sure. But still, but still, I'm happy that I got on. I remember at one point before while I was still online, she called out that anybody still want to get an autograph from Matt Lanter. Part of me was hoping to maybe run into him while I was on, maybe just talk with him or just do something about that or whatever. But I didn't get to, and he was already I'd already dipped out by the time I got out of line. But yeah, with Ashley Eckstein herself, I've heard some plenty of great things about her, and she was on my wish list of people I've wanted to meet. And I've heard this from other people, maybe not necessarily but I know, but other people say, but just those who have met. So what an amazing person she is, and I can vouch for that. She's very sweet. So if you're a Star Wars fan, or if you're at least a fan of Ahsoka Tano or whatever, meet her. And she's someone who I'd very much like to meet again, if possible. And I'd say too, she's not that bad looking for sure, But yeah, she's very pretty for sure. And James Arnold Taylor voiced Obi-Wan Kenobi. And as an aside, Matt Lanter, he voices Anakin Skywalker. So, but anyway, James Arnold Taylor, he was still at his table. So there's someone nearby who I figured was a handle. I asked, like, do you work with him? Are you his handle? He's like, yeah, I am, but he's getting ready to close up shop. So, all right, thanks anyway. So, didn't get to meet him. So, on that front, I did feel just a little bit of disappointment. Not at him. I wasn't angry, but it's just one of those moments where, like, so close yet so far. It's like, damn. So I did feel just a pang of disappointment at my inability to meet him. So, which I guess, if I ever do get a chance to meet him individually or all three of them together or whatever, hopefully I can remember this for next time. So maybe I'll maybe try him first or Matt Lanter first, or maybe either or before. So that, I guess it depends on how big the line would be next time I get to meet him, if I do. But I'm just saying, one of those things that, okay, let me remember that as a form of course correct, So, like I said, not angry at anybody in particular. So, but it's just one of those things where, like, you think that this happens sometimes. It might be an occasional moment where you may be a little disappointed that you didn't do everything you wanted, but even then, that logically or whatever, but even then, you still feel just a little bit of, you just feel a tiny bit bothered by it anyway. That the fact that you didn't get what you wanted. So not that you're trying to be a spoiled brat about anything, but just you still feel just a little disappointed. So, was there anybody else that I wanted to meet but I didn't get to? Christopher Sabat from Dragon Ball Z. He was Vegeta. I think possibly Piccolo too. I was thought about. I figured it'd be kind of cool to meet him, but I didn't. Monica Rial, who voiced Bulma, same thing. I'm not sure why I didn't get in line. Well, I wanted to walk around one more time before we're getting ready to leave. So maybe, but looking at the lines, maybe I could, maybe I could tried harder. I know that, or just I don't know why I didn't bother to meet them at any other time. So I'm not sure why I didn't meet them. So what else against it? No, I would have been cool to meet them too. But I didn't. So what can you do? It, I don't know how to justify that bit right there. So, well, I did bring a couple books with me to possibly have signed. From who? There was an author, Terry Brooks, who wrote the tie-in novelization to The Phantom Menace. And there was also E.K. Johnston, who wrote the Ahsoka Tano book. I brought them in if I could potentially have them signed, but I didn't meet those authors. But again, I didn't try. I didn't think to try and seek them out. So I guess that was my fault. And I guess it was just my fault for not meeting Monica Rial or Christopher Sabat either. So I don't know. He was going to be there last year, Christopher Sabat, but I think he had plane troubles, therefore he couldn't make it. So only Sean Schemmel was there and all that. So I didn't get to meet him either. So not that I'm angry, but like I said, my disappointment lies with not being able to meet every guest I might have wanted to meet. So yeah, but hopefully next time, whichever convention I go to and wherever it is, hopefully next time. So, oh, and while I'm thinking of it, and don't be surprised when I say this, but I met someone again. The artist who write these comics, Tulane Comics, again, which I can have to catch up on my reading, but I didn't know he was one of the writers. His name was Jay, who I've met before. I didn't know he was there until I ran across his table, and I just wanted to meet him again just to check. I guess just to check on him. Hey, how's it going? And I guess you have to wonder, why am I picking up comics I haven't read them yet? I guess maybe I just wanted to give him some support, So, and yes, have we met? We had to have met before, right? Yeah, we have. So, but yeah, he's cool. So, and I'm sure he appreciates every support he can get. So, he and his brand. So, but yeah. So, and I guess if I guess just tackling any more disappointments I might have had, Facebook group that I'm part of that has to do with AwesomeCon, the event. It's a fan run group as opposed to being formally run by the event itself and those who work with it. One of the lead admin of the group was doing some photo ops and all that, or just taking pictures of cosplayers. It would have been cool to maybe have a picture with you done by him. But I didn't know where he was, so ultimately I didn't get to. Which, while I'm thinking of it, I did get a couple pictures done by another professional photographer. His name was John, and he took pictures of other cosplayers too. And since I had any pictures taken of me, it was while we're at this Star Wars cosplay meetup. So I got a couple pictures, and based on what I've seen of them, I like what I see. And when he sent me that a link of it over via Instagram, he DM'd me, and I looked up and I said, "Hey, I much appreciated. It came out great. I like what I see." And I'm sure he appreciated my positive feedback. And I do. And I mean that. So, yeah, I'm not going to link it into the crotch bar below in my description box. So, and I can just also show up. I can just link the necessary links to where I need to. So, and as random unrelated note, when I went to Annapolis Comic Con this year, the one vendor whose name I couldn't remember, I've got the brand itself that and that's also the word I was thinking of before, vendor. The one who I got Baby Yoda from, and mini Chewbacca. The brand's name is Snuggle Yarn Pals. You can find you can find you can find a look on Facebook and Instagram. I've got the necessary links, so I just thought I'd bring it up. And I went through with my word on saying, "Hey, find the name. I'll let you know." But yeah, so I guess just all in all, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say I'd give it an 8 or 9. And that's what I wanted. Would have been cool to get a perfect 10 out of 10, sure, but at the very least, an 8 or 9 would do. And that's what I got. So and I guess, and this also as far as my cosplay, maybe it was a personal joke. Maybe it would have been nice to, like, like, I think about maybe one or two person that maybe I wish I could have met. And maybe I should have spoken to that person, or maybe I wish I could have met that. Something like that. Maybe it would have been nice to do that. So especially I've kind of given a couple follows to a few folks on Instagram. That were there too. So. But I don't want to dwell too much on my disappointments. But just bottom line, I had a good time. Aside from this disappointments, but. So I guess with all that said, I'm clocking in at a good 36 minutes, so thanks for hearing this long-winded talk. And just one more thing, Shore Leave in Hunt Valley is happening. I don't know if I'll be able to go. So what I said before, if I do, expect a video. If I don't do a video on it, chances are I didn't get to go. So just bear that in mind. That's kind of my thing with conventions. If I do go to one, I'll do a video. If I don't make a video, chances are I didn't go. Not that I didn't want to, but I just didn't get to. But I guess with all that said, now I'm clocking in at 37 minutes with this video. If you've stuck around for this long, if you have the attention span to hear all this out, I appreciate it. So I guess with all that said, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.